Good evening, I'm Laura Lee.
And I'm Dan Wolf. Thanks for joining us. Tonight, we continue to track developments from Grand Rapids after the state health department identified the city's waterway as the source of a Legionnaires Disease outbreak. That outbreak has affected 14 people, 11 of which were hospitalized because of the disease. Northern News Now's Madison Green spoke to a business impacted by the outbreak. Now, she joins us in studio to talk about the impacts of this. Madison?
And Laura, the Minnesota Department of Health was able to narrow down a centralized part of the city that is affected. They say at this point, the rest of the city's water is safe and not contaminated. The area containing the outbreak includes both businesses and homes. One of these businesses is the Itasca County Family YMCA. The Minnesota Department of Health tested the water at the Itasca County Family YMCA and informed leaders that Legionella, the bacteria that causes Legionnaires disease, was found. City leaders say at this point it's not clear if any of the 14 people who tested positive for Legionnaires came as a result from the water at the Y. The facility says while they are not at fault for the outbreak, they are doing their part to work with its members to mitigate the problem, something Grand Rapids Public Works leaders urge residents and businesses within the affected area to do.
We're really encouraging them, all of our customers, to make sure that they are doing what they can to protect themselves. We are also doing what we can on our side, but that first line of defense is really in the homeowner or the building manager side.
In an email sent to their members this week, YMCA leaders shared the steps they are taking to ensure the safety of their water. The Y is increasing their hot water storage tanks to above 120 degrees, which would kill the bacteria. Grand Rapids Public Works officials say there is greater potential for the bacteria to grow in stagnant water between 70 and 120 degrees. YMCA leaders are also changing the shower heads and circulating the water more regularly. The hot tub was also drained and will also be cleaned more frequently. And they are now working on a new management plan. The YMCA was able to stay open and has not been advised to close throughout this entire process. Leaders say they will remain dedicated to the safety of its staff and members.
All right, Madison, thank you. We will, of course, continue to provide any updates regarding the Legionnaires outbreak as we learn more.